'cause your opinion don't matter. This a maniac is gonna step on whomever.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, SMARONENINE. So in today's video, I have done this series multiple times on my channel, and every time I do, I end up either one, not finishing them, or two, I just erase my YouTube and start a brand new YouTube. If you guys have followed me on my YouTube channel, you know I've done this a lot, but I am going to pick this series back up because it is fun. I do enjoy it, and this time I am going to finish it. I have 19 maps to show. So what we're going to do is we're going to revisit my past. I'm going to take a quick spin on every single one of my maps and just talk about it. I did these videos very differently back in the day. This time I'm just going to jump on the spawn and we're going to go for a quick ride. I'm going to talk about the map, why I named it, what I named it, a little bit of info about the map, and so on and so on. So let's jump right into it. So today we are going to be on Boothbay Harbor. This was the first time with a map I did this kind of design. This is I think this was a 20 by 64, so it's a very long map. It's a very skinny map, and there's not a whole lot of trailing. It is a work map. You got two lumber mills, both on this side, but however you got to cross the big ass ocean or lake or pond or whatever you want to call this to get over to the log stations and then bring the logs all the way back. So this map can be time consuming. It can take a very long time, but if you enjoy this type of thing, this might be right up your alley. And the interesting thing about this map, out of all my maps, I have 19 release maps to the workshop. My wife is actually the one that built most of this map. I showed her all of the controls and all the things to do in the editor. I tweaked and I did all of her lumber mill setups and stuff like that, but she basically built this entire map with just me teaching her how to do it, you know. I was kind of over her shoulder and kind of showing her what she needs to do, what she needs to add, and all that. But the basic idea of the map is my wife's idea. We seen this map in the Steam workshop, a map very similar to this, and I thought it was a really cool idea, and so didn't she. So we downloaded the map and we checked it out. And I'm not knocking the creator. I don't even remember who the creator was, but he did it very similar to this, but his execution wasn't perfect. I mean, he was a new map maker, so I don't want to like disrespect him, but he had an amazing idea. I really liked the idea behind this map, so that's why we went ahead and kind of built our own version of what he did. And as far as the name, Boothbay Harbor, so I'm from Maine, and a lot of my maps I name are from areas within Maine, so that's kind of where I come up with the name Boothbay Harbor. So anyway, let's take a spin. So today we're in my 1971 Dodge Ram Charger. I got the tractor tires on it. In my opinion, this is one of the best Ram Chargers ever built in any of these games. This is built by Forces. You guys all know I'm a big Chevy guy. I'm a big Chevy fan. But if I had to pick one other vehicle outside of Chevy that's my favorite, it's definitely the Ram Charger. I absolutely love these trucks. There's not enough of them in the game. I wish more people would start building them. I think Invalid Redneck has a version over on SnowRunner, which is very good. The only thing I don't like about Rednecks is, I mean, it's not that I don't like it, but on his version, he has his name right here, which is cool. I mean, it's his mod. He can do what he wants with it, but I don't like billboards as far as mods go. You know, like a lot of my stuff, we did that back in the day, me and Forces. We put F19 mods all over it, put our logos all over it, and I don't really care for billboarding up a mod anymore. I kind of like them just plain Jane and how they're supposed to be. I mean, with this, I got my sticker right here, but that's very subtle and not too overdone, you know. But I don't like billboards, so I like keeping them as true to what they are. The only thing we didn't do on this is something I've always wanted to hound Forces about, but Ram Charger has that logo right here on the hood, that little ram. I think that'd be cool. I'd love to see a rebuild of this. I'd love to see Forces tackle this mod again and bring it back to life. So on this side of the map, we're not going to go over there, so that's just the lumber mill and stuff. There's a trail over here. Got a nice little spawn here to kind of overlook the ocean. Same with that side, you got the lumber mill over in this corner, just the house up here. So we're going to cross the main feature of this map, which is the big ass ocean. So let's jump right down into it. So obviously I was sitting here kind of guiding her through all the building techniques and stuff like that, but mainly this entire map she built. And I always intended, like, I got my flags up here, S9, SMARONENINE mapping, S19 mapping. I always wanted to create one for my wife and put hers up here as well, because she did have a big part of this map, building it, but she didn't want it. She didn't want her name advertised on it. It was her one and only time ever building a map. I can't get her to do it again, even though she did an amazing job. She did do a little bit of work on Silverstone, and when I get to my Silverstone map, the Nyx rebuild one, I'll talk about that. So she did help me on that with a couple of trails and put her touches on it as well. But no, I think she did a fantastic job. And again, I just kind of guided her through it, but she more or less built the whole map herself. But no, I just thought it was a cool idea. You know, a lot of people might find it kind of boring because they're not into the login aspect of the game, but I thought it was a really cool idea to cross this giant ocean. And this gives me a chance to talk a little bit about the Adega mod and Nyx's setup. So right now you can only see as far as the fog will let you see. If I had the Adega mod installed, all of this would be cut off and there'd be a lot of pop-ups going on over here. That's the reason I don't like the Adega mod and the reason I don't use it anymore. If you guys don't know what the Adega mod is, it's a graphics mod. It does make the game very vibrant and bright, and it looks actually amazing, but the rendering distance is terrible with the Adega mod, and that's why I don't use it. I've recently done some updates to this map because a friend of mine, he knows who he is, was talking and giving me a little bit of review on this map. So before these, we just passed one back here. The dozers, we had them all up on these, and my friend had to open his mouth and say, "How did you get the dozers up here?" And then he put LOL. So we thought he was funny. But the more I thought about it, it's very true. Like, how did they get up there? So I went in and did a couple of edits and fixes and put them all back down on the ground. I think I do have one up on one end somewhere, but only at the beginning. Yeah, these right here, the dozers. So we had them sitting up here for a while, and I just put them up there. My wife did for looks, you know, drive under them, and the big dozer was hanging over the edge of the bridge, which I thought it looked cool. No, we added, I can't remember, there was a couple other quick fixes I did, but more or less it's pretty much the same as it's always been. Whoops, I'm kind of running into the bridge here. Let's pick up the speed a little bit. Unlock the dozer. So I did play this map a few times and played it legit, and I only played with what I put in the map for trucks. And it's a challenge when you start with that blue, I don't even remember what it's called, that blue stock truck that's only two-wheel drive. And then you got to get down here to get the log loader right here, and it can be a little bit of a challenge, you know. And for anybody who likes that challenge, it's fun, you know. I've done it a few times. But the whole concept of the map is obviously all this construction stuff you see everywhere. They're building a giant bridge to cross the entire the Boothbay Harbor, more or less. S19 construction. But I thought it come out great. She really did do a fantastic job. And the idea, when I first seen the original map that the original creator made, I love the idea. So I had to roll with it. And actually, it was her idea. She's like, you should rebuild that map because it's a cool concept. It's a cool idea. We should. I said, and I told her, I said, you should rebuild that map. And she kind of grinned, and I sat her down and I showed her how to do it, and she really got into it during this build. But I couldn't keep her interest. She didn't wanna stick with it. Shit, I was ready to buy her a computer and introduce it to the community and have her start making maps, and it would have been pretty cool. Husband and wife combo. Take some pressure off me. I don't have to release a map every month. Back in that day, anyway. This was an interesting thing. So this fuel station we added later on. Like she said, why would there be a big fuel? Why would there be a gas station out here? I said, yeah, that's true. So we just went with the idea of a crash truck, but I mean, even that could be updated, because how would the truck be crashed right there? You know, I don't know. I'm always shooting for realism, but hey, whatever. It's still a cool idea, you know. But eventually that crash truck is going to run out of gas and it would be useless. I was going to make a gas station on the other side and not allow people to get gas from it, and just kind of pretend that this was on its way to fill up the gas station, but that's what happened. It crashed. I mean, I might still do that. I got the skidder right there. But anyway, if you guys haven't tried this map, I do recommend it. I wish you guys would. Give it a thumbs up if you do like the map. Obviously, I'm using a mod that's very capable of taking this ride, but if you use like the work trucks, it could get a little sketchy through here at times. I've gotten a few things stuck, but overall it's not that bad. It's pretty casual, typical S19 map. We're starting to get to the other side now. So, okay, right here, yeah. So I kind of made it look like this was an update later on that I applied to the map. So rather than put the truck up on it, we had a little accident. The bridge kind of made it try to look like it collapsed, and you can see the beam sticking over and the truck still stuck in there. So that was a later update, as well as this side right here. When we first initially released the map, this section was all up in the air and this dozer was sitting up on the bridge. So that was a fix I ended up doing later on after release. Got another crash truck over here. I think this was here at release. Okay, and so this is what I was talking about. So you see the dozer up here on the bridge. We had these all along, like right here. There's no way up here or anything, but we had a dozer sitting there. So instead of putting the dozer up there, I ended up adding these wood planks and stuff. So we put the wood planks and took the dozers off from the center bridge. Because it's true, when my buddy said that, like, how would they get up there? You know? So it was kind of a not at the moment thinking about all the situations, I guess. But we ended up adding those. And because the dozer is sitting up there, it's because this piece of the bridge is all completed, so that's why we put that up there. But technically, why would you need a dozer that digs up there? But I'm kind of going with the illusion that it lifts stuff up, so. But no, so that's basically Boothbay. Like I said, I think it's a good map. I think it's fantastic, and I really, really like this map because this was the one and only time I got my wife into this game. I'd like to try to get her into it again and do something else, but I'm not even really as much into it as I used to be, so I think it would be difficult to talk her into it. Trying to think of what else I can talk about. So nighttime, We always got to go with the flowers. You know, I love my pink flowers, which when I get back on Mahuzik, we'll talk about that a little bit. Back when I did these this video series originally, I would bounce around the map and kind of show you different unique sections on each map, which I was going to do on this map, but because of its design, there's no point. I could just drive right across and we could shoot the shit on my way. But with other maps, like bigger maps, I'll probably do what I used to do back in the day, which is bounce around and just show you different sections of each map. But here we go. So we made it to the other side, and like I said, over here you got the lumber mills, or the log stations to pick up your logs, and then you got to drive them back across. A couple trucks to unlock, a garage to unlock, so you can kind of spawn right over here and just grab your carts and go. You know, she thought of everything, and I thought of everything. The only thing she did need help on was setting up the log stations and the lumber mills and stuff like that, obviously. So after she did the basic layout of the map, I was able to add all of the work stuff and the trucks and all this good stuff. And it's kind of the first collab we did, and she's always putting input on my maps. A bunch of different maps I've done, but the only one she's physically put her hands on is this one. She built probably 90% of this map. And Silverstone, she built a couple of trails on that map for me as well, which we'll talk about when we get to the Silverstone map. But anyway, I want to keep these videos under 20 minutes, all these revisiting my past videos. So that's probably going to do it for this one. So that's Boothbay, guys. If you guys haven't tried it, please do check it out, give it a like, leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you guys. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you guys again real soon.
They say that I've lost it, but talk me down, and I swear it's gonna cost you. Now I'm back, the boss of you.